Hello everyone, my name is Bryce Stewart. I am the treasurer for the Pokemon Islander League. I am here today to talk to you a little bit about competitive battling and the math that goes into 2 turns of a competitive battle. Okay? Last time I talked to you, I gave you the simple formula for a battle, and that is just casual level, just I hit you, you hit me type things. These are what the competitive hardcore Pokemon players actually think about whenever they go into battles, alright? So our 2 battlers for today are going to be Porygon Z on the left and Dragonite on the right. Porygon Z is a normal type Pokemon, Dragonite is a dragon and flying type Pokemon. Porygon Z has an HP stat of 156, a defense of 75, a special attack of 205, and a speed of 126. Its ability is adaptability, which increases the same type attack bonus that it gets from 1.5 to 2 times damage. The same type attack bonus is added in whenever Porygon uses an attack that shares its typing, so a normal type attack. Its item will be Choice Specs, which will modify its base special attack from 205 to 307.5. The attack that Porygon will be using will be Tri-Attack. Its base power is 80 and its type is normal. Therefore, it will gain the same type attack bonus. On the right side, we have Dragonite. His HP is 198, his attack is 204, his special defense is 115, and his speed is 93. His ability is Multiscale, which whenever Dragonite is at full HP, Multiscale will reduce the damage the Dragonite takes by 50%. His item is Weakness Policy, which states that when Dragonite is hit by a super effective hit, Dragonite will gain 2 stages of attack and 2 stages of special attack. 1 stage of attack would be equal to 33%, so the Weakness Policy would increase attack and special attack by 66% each. The moves Dragonite will be using, turn 1 it will use Dragon Dance, which will raise its attack and speed by 1 stage, which is 33% again. And Dragon Claw, which has a base power of 80 and is a dragon type attack, so Dragonite will get the same type attack bonus for this attack. Up here, I have already written out the base damage formula that I have spoken to you about last time, which is just the basic, take the level and the attack power and the defense and get the base damage. That's it. I apologize if this seems a little bit boring to you. I love this stuff, and Pokemon enthusiasts usually like it too, although it can be a little stuffy. So, for our first turn, Porygon Z outspeeds Dragonite with a speed of 126 to Dragonite's 93, so Porygon will attack first with his Tri-Attack. So, taking the base damage formula that you see at the top, you have 2 times the level, which we will use 50 for this case, level 50 Porygon, divided by 5 plus 2. Then, we will take Porygon's special attack of 307.5 because of Choice Specs. 307.5, which we will then multiply by the attack power of Tri-Attack of 80, and then divided by the defense stat of Dragonite, which is 115. Take all of this, divide it by 50, and then multiply by 2 in order to get the entire base damage. Next, the complicated portion comes in. We are going to do the same type attack bonus for Porygon. Because of Porygon's adaptability, the same type attack bonus for using Tri-Attack is 1.5 instead of 2, or 2 instead of 1.5, pardon me. So, you do all of this times 2. Items, Choice Specs modifies the base special attack, not the damage itself, so times 1. And then we have to include Dragonite's Multiscale. Dragonite's Multiscale, of course, while he's at full HP, which he is because this is turn 1, will reduce the damage of this entire attack by 50%. So here we will do times 0.5. Now that we've done all of this, we then have to come to the random number generator. The random number generator is something that everyone in Pokemon likes and dislikes. This will give us the entire formula a low roll and a high roll. The low roll, of course, being just you just got the worst luck ever, and your high roll being yay, you died. So the random number generator will then be this entire formula times 85 and then divided by 100. For those of you who understand what that means, it means that if you just remove the 85 times 100, you have the highest roll. So the lowest roll for this entire formula, because I am nice and I have already done this entire formula for you, equals 38.8 damage. But we're going to assume high roll for all damage done this time. So this entire formula will hit Dragonite for 45.2 damage. That leaves Dragonite with a grand total of 153 health. But wait, there's more! In competitive battling, Pokemon attacks have certain effects that can come in after the attack is concluded. For Tri-Attack has a 30% chance to burn a Pokemon, 30% chance to paralyze a Pokemon, and 30% chance to freeze a Pokemon. Burn is a status condition that Dragonite can be afflicted with when hit, which will take 1/8 of Dragonite's HP at the end of every turn, which for Dragonite, 1/8 of Dragonite's HP will be equal to 25. And then Paralyze will reduce Dragonite's speed by 75%. And then on top of that, whenever Dragonite attempts to attack, he has a chance of not attacking that turn. It's a 50-50 coin flip. Freezing is by far the worst of these. Freezing will then make your Pokemon unable to do anything at all for an indefinite amount of time. You could be frozen for 17 turns, or you could be frozen for 1 turn. You could be frozen for no turns. It all depends on the random number generator that everyone knows and hates. So for this attack, we're going to assume that Dragonite gets burned. This is unfortunate for Dragonite because a burn also cuts Dragonite's attack power in half, which means he's going to do far less damage to Porygon Z. So, for Dragonite's attack this turn, we're just going to assume that Dragonite used a Dragon Dance, not predicting that burn at all. So, the Dragon Dance will raise his attack power and his speed by 1 stage, which is 33%. That will raise Dragonite's attack power from 204 to 265, and his speed from 93 to 121. So, going into the second attack, we have Porygon Z once again outspeeding Dragonite, even after the Dragon Dance, of 126 to Dragonite's 121. Therefore, we get the entire formula again. The only difference to the formula this time is Dragonite does not have a multi-scale to protect him from the hit. Okay? So because Dragonite doesn't have a multi-scale to protect him, that means that the entire damage is going to be, instead of 45.2, it's going to be 90.4. Dragonite, after taking the 45.2 damage to go down to 153, and then the additional 25 from the burn that he took, which puts him at 128, will take 90.4 damage and then go down to 38. He will go down to 38 health. Fortunately for Dragonite, unfortunately for Porygon Z, Dragonite is not dead, therefore Dragonite has a chance to attack. So, if we take Dragonite's damage calculation with his Dragon Dance modifying it, unfortunately Weakness Policy did not go off because he was not hit with a super effective attack. So we'll go through this formula. So this formula is basically the exact same. 2 times 50 divided by 5 plus 2 times his attack stat after the Dragon Dance of 261 times the base power of 80 divided by Porygon's defense of 75 divided by 50 plus 2 times 1.5 instead of 2. You have to remember, it's a stab bonus. Porygon gets times 2 because of the adaptability. Dragonite does not. Times 1.5. Items, not helping here, so still times 0.1. Weakness and resistance time. Porygon does not resist the Dragon Claw, just like Dragonite did not resist the Tri-Attack. So once again, times 1. Porygon's ability, adaptability, does not help him survive here, so this 0.5 doesn't exist. And then once again, we have times the random number generator of 85 divided by 100. I once again have already done the calculations for you on this one as well. Dragonite will hit Porygon Z, if this entire formula works, for 127 damage. The low roll will be 108, but we're assuming high roll, so 127. But unfortunately for Dragonite, the burn kicks in and the damage is cut in half. Therefore, instead of 127, we have 63.5, which will reduce Porygon's health from 156 to 192, to 92. Yes, 92. And then turn 3 happens. Porygon still outspeeds Dragonite, gets a Tri-Attack off, hits for 90.4 damage, and unfortunately for Dragonite, he faints. And that is pretty much the complicated version of Pokemon. Thank you everyone for listening, and I hope I didn't bore you too much.